Hi, my name is Ammon Ray Waters with Controversies Are Us, and my co host, Joseph Diaz, here, hopefully for the long term. And I'm going to turn the controls over to Joseph right now, pun intended.
Hey, how are you? Yeah, so
Great,
I'm the owner of
great.
Optiv Entertainment. Thank you guys for watching. That is new and maybe I've never heard of it before, but as a small business owner, minority owned, I opened up a immersive museum in Central Florida, and we had a lot of challenges there with getting permits that we needed. There was a lot of tortious interference with the landlord. It was he didn't tell us about an illegal structure upstairs and didn't want to take accountability of that. So I went ahead and moved out of there because he breached the lease at inception by not telling us this information that fraudulently induced us into this lease that then messed us up and where we are now. But we went into the court system and we went ahead and filed the case. And when I filed the case, I'm new to law. I'm more of a creative. So when I started filing this case, I accidentally put OptiView on there, and so the lady's like, well, if you want to represent yourself, you have to, without a lawyer, you have to have it just in a personal name. So I went ahead and crossed out all of this, and you can find this is all public record. We'll give you the case number in the description, but you can see that I crossed it out and initialed the area showing intent. And the police department went ahead and did the summons all under my name only. But then the main case became about his lawyer working to remove me from my own case to put OptiView on it to thereby induce a lawyer, knowing at this time I couldn't afford it anymore due to all the problems that we endured with trying to have a place with this guy and do the right thing. I gave him 200 grand up front, so I really couldn't withhold rent when the building wasn't in compliance. And we had to put a fire alarm in there. We had to put it was over the square footage. He got grandfathered in, no sprinkler. It was just it was a major mess. And he saw me coming. He just saw me as a, quick buck. Someone he can just click some money on, and it's a double dipping type of landlord where they'll make you fail, and then take all your stuff, lock you out, and then basically get you for the balance and re-rent it. So this is kind of one of the schemes that I allege was going on with him, and so beyond just that, now we have an alleged enabling of the courts to hide, me being able to adjudicate properly in law and being pro se. They're taking advantage of me because I don't really know the system, and his lawyer has been really doing a lot of injustice with how he's been trying to argue things that are very frivolous and didn't make sense. I shouldn't have to argue about. So about a year and a half, 2 years behind, because I've been arguing about just stuff about names and party designation when we should be on the merits of the case. Anything you want to comment on?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to elaborate and say that it's this case, Joseph's case in particular, is a prime example of a huge failure in the American legal justice system. If anybody out there wants to put in the comments that they disagree, that they think that the American justice system is pure and whole and unbroken, knock yourself out. We will gladly respond to those comments.
Yeah.
This case is going to blow your minds, guys. This is incredible in a bad sense, not in the good sense of the word. It's incredible. It's unbelievable. It's absurd. It's ridiculous. It's enraging.
So,
It pisses me off.
yeah.
Just uh, thinking about the way Joseph and he and I are going to show you all this over a series of a couple of videos. Um, so hold on for the whole show, but there is just so much meat to this case and to what's been happening and the injustices involved and the brokenness of the system. Um, this first video will go into the first things
Yeah.
that occurred with um, the respondent. And the only question I would have is, and I know this is hard to do, but could you give us a little background on who the respondent or the plaintiff is, um, where you rented from, exactly? Maybe you're going to have to repeat yourself a little that about the rent that you paid. I mean, this guy here, Joseph, paid 200,000 or more dollars up front. Could you think to find a better renter out there in the world
Yeah.
than someone to give you 200K, and you're not, guys, all of you that are watching, you're not going to believe, you're not going to want to believe
Yeah.
what has been done to Joseph.
Yeah. So
So yeah, this is
yeah,
a
the
little
craziest
quick
thing. So
background.
I'd say over the course of it all, we gave him about 400 something thousand. But when I decided to stop arguing this frivolous thing back and forth about
Mm,
how we
mistake,
are continuing to argue
in my
the
opinion.
designation, so the court goes ahead and adds OptiView to the case against my will. I object to it like maybe 20 times with filings, emails, calls, all that. But they go ahead and add OptiView to the case, and have a hearing after I already closed the case. And then while I attending the hearing under duress, they go ahead and adjudicate me, even though I dismissed the case without prejudice before summary judgment or any substantive hearing on the merits. There was never a hearing on the merits, and they go ahead and do with prejudice when there wasn't a reason to do with prejudice against me, because all of the procedural abuse was on the defendant's side, with them doing frivolous arguments. And so we have all these notice and demands to close the case per Florida 1.420, and that I'm just tired of arguing this frivolous stuff, right? And so when they go ahead and have a hearing, when I'm missing from the meeting, the judge's own orders right here, we can see Joseph is not here no more. So why are we going to go ahead and adjudicate me when I'm not there as part of the case anymore? And it was kind of more of a
Right.
setup. They wanted me to go in
Yeah.
person. It was encouraging. I have emails where it's kind of very encouraging for me to go in person to, fight this case being still open and reopened after I closed it. But we'll be giving more exhibits to kind of show how it was closed. It was closed long before this June hearing, like almost 2 weeks before, and then they reopened it even. And so I have to send
Yeah,
these notice and demands to objections. These objections to reopening the case. These are some objections here that I've had to file. That I'm objecting in an email to reopen this case, because I wouldn't be able to object via a motion without then reopening it myself. So I had to use email to fight that I don't want this reopened. The other thing too that happened is in the magistrate hearing, she goes along with the fact that she agrees that she wants to dismiss me with prejudice when there's no reason to do that yet. On top of it, and then also that she wants to have OptiView be the plaintiff, never having a chance to argue third party beneficiary, that I'm a guarantor, that there was a breach of the lease at inception. No reason to argue. Just bam, let's get him with prejudice. Let's move it to OptiView, and it's all just to silence me as a minority-owned small business. And this goes beyond like me. This is everyone that's trying to get justice against someone that wants to do dirty out of just the sportsmanship of it all. It was more about the sportsmanship. It was enjoying. He enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun making me suffer for 2.5 years where I didn't sleep, thoughts of suicide, and this guy got away with enjoying that, and now he's also doing the same thing in the courts. And it's not fair that they want to allow to enable this
True.
kind of stuff in the courts.
So essentially, you guys, what happened in a nutshell is that Joseph made a small mistake on the complaint that he wrote out in Seminole County, Florida. He made a small mistake and accidentally put the name of one of his LLCs on there, and then he crossed it out and then initialed it, And I want to ask all of you, I literally want to ask all of you out there, ha, has there been one of you that hasn't done that in your lives where you've crossed something out on a document or been told to cross something out on a document and thus initial it and that make that change legally binding? And so, in a nutshell, what happened is this particular judge that heard his case did not honor the fact that that's a standard legal thing that anybody can do. Anybody can cross anything out and initial it. Come on,
That's right.
guys, put it in the comments what you think of that, of his case being tried. They totally changed the name of his case
Illegally.
based on the argument that he, quote unquote, didn't have the right to cross the name of his LLC out and initial it and then voided off the complaint entirely and thus removing it entirely from the complaint and just going forward as Joseph Diaz versus Marquis Longwood LLC. I believe is the correct LLC that's being that's the respondent or the plaintiff. And it's absurd. Like, really, come on, like, give me a break. You know, who hasn't crossed out something because they made a mistake or themselves initialed it or wherever they were told to cross it out, because everybody freaking knows on this planet just about that you can cross things out, initial them, and that makes it legally binding. That's anybody that's ever gone to a bank or done any kind of contracts out there. I mean, most of the society knows this.
Yeah.
You can disagree with us in the comments, but so Seminole County District Court decides on its own, allegedly, to change the value of the complaint from Joseph Diaz versus Marquis Longwood LLC to OptiView 360 LLC and adding it. They do this allegedly knowing that LLCs in the United States of America are not permitted to litigate without hiring an actual officer of the court and or an attorney. Now, that's nationwide. That's not Florida specific. That's everywhere throughout the entirety of the United States. They knew this. This had to have been a ploy, in my opinion. The best of my knowledge, there's no excuse. Sure, they could say it's sloppy. They could say it doesn't look good on the paperwork, but it's legal. It's legal to cross things out and to initial them. That voids it or changes that particular document forever, legally. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So that's where we're at. In the reasoning where there's just been this serious issue with this case. He got assigned a judge that, I got to tell you guys, I don't know how, in my opinion, these people pass the bar and then go on and become elected as people that have power over us. And we've got to be careful who we elect as judges, that let them have any kind of power over us is a very, very bad idea. But anyway, moving more into the meat of this case, that's where the initial problem arose over something that stupid. And let us know what you think, that if you think that someone's case should be changed. And one more thing, they have, and you'll see this, they have mistreated Joseph because he's pro se.
Absolutely.
Even though our Constitution completely grants us to litigate for ourselves It's in the Constitution from the very beginning of this country.
Yeah.
And yet, this court, allegedly known to be the bad seed, the black sheep of Florida's counties, and this is no joke. You guys can Google Seminole County. Google it.
And they're very naughty.
You'll see that that's the most judges that have been removed out of all other counties in the whole state of Florida combined. I'm not joking.
Yeah, it's pretty corrupt.
Google it. Check it.
Well, there's mold in that. There's mold in there. It's full of mold.
Mold and all kinds of other stuff. We can get into that.
Smell whipped me right in the
face.
This
is not acceptable. I let him. I'm sorry, but I'm very passionate about this.
Yeah.
I've been helping Joseph some with the case.
Been a great help. So it's been a sad thing. So we end up closing the case. I get tired of arguing back and forth on for this nonsense. So I close the case. I successfully go in and I close the case. And here's everything that happened. And I got it closed on, let's see here, May 23rd, right? They get closed that case 2025. And we
Please download this, everybody.
We close it, and then this someone opens it. They open the damn case. They open the case based upon OptiView. So I get my name removed from it. They open the case using OptiView because I couldn't really dismiss and close OptiView because they added it unlawfully. But then when we go to the meeting minutes, now they have my name on it on June 2nd. So I close it May 23rd, 2025. I object to it in emails. I'm going to attend under duress. That's important to note. Duress. I'm intending under duress because I don't want to be there. They let this guy filibuster the whole time. And she doesn't let me talk, and she violates 18 U.S.C. 242 because I'm not able to cite case law or read anything. She said no reading. They didn't document this at all. They didn't record it. It was supposed to originally be a Zoom meeting or whatever, Microsoft Teams, you know. And so it didn't end up being that way because they kind of encouraged me. I had those emails. I'm in the area doing other related work, so I said I'll go inside and check it out. So anyway, I go into the court to mainly protect the record of the case, that not for them to go and adjudicate me and think that that was right to adjudicate me because I was there in person. When I say in here, I already closed it under Florida Procedure 1.420, and
there's a federal one as well.
And the federal one too. Federal rule right there. Yeah, I sent this email here, and that I'll be attending under duress is what I mainly said. Is I'll be solely under duress. Let's just get that nice and big. I'm going to be attending under duress only to maintain. And these are all the emails. Look at these right here. These are all the...
They wanted you to attend in person because there's no cameras allowed in courtrooms in Florida, specifically Florida. They wanted to be able to do and say what they wanted, in my opinion, to you in person, because they know that if it had been a Zoom court case since COVID, we've been having those in-person court cases over Zoom and whatnot. In my opinion, they lured you into trap. They entrapped you to come in person so that you would not be able to get a full record except a small transcription of it, whereas you would have the full video. Because there's a separate case we'll get into in another video
that's another
we'll be able to show you the video of that clown show.
That's another clown one,
as well. And it's unbelievable the way people are mistreated in this country if they're not if they haven't gone to law school and they don't hold a card at the local country club and they don't live in the Hamptons, or Midtown Manhattan and the Penthouse, in those special clubs. If you're not upper echelon and elite, you're, even though you have a constitutional right to defend yourself, it's like as if you don't have that right, the way they operate against the law.
It's pretty bad. It was show even in the appellate court, and that'll be. So there's a second case that I opened up because I'm tired of getting mistreated and ignored in the first one, and them having a magistrate hearing. I didn't get notified for the hearing at all. They have a magistrate hearing, and I didn't even know nothing about it. I get nothing in the mail, nothing. There's no certified return receipt. There's no attempts to contact me. They have this hearing where the magistrate, Kristen Palter, she goes ahead and says it's okay to remove me and add OptiView, which is all, and then goes along with LABRET, lets them go ahead and steamroll the whole thing, and he determines what's going to happen, that they're going to go ahead and change and put OptiView on the record. But we're running out of time. But we'll be back with some more interesting stuff.
You're not going to believe the next video. We've got footage of the opposition's lawyer dancing around with his shirt off, and he gives that to the court as a public record to be put forth in front of the public.
Yeah, I uploaded that one.
It's sick.
And the record too. Yeah, it is funny. It's been a wild show. And you've been a great advice along the way, a good mentor, and a lot of others, and we've all just been trying to, man, just get justice on it, because no artist should have to go through, no small business.
So in a quick summary, basically Joseph here had rented a commercial space. He's a very, very talented audiovisual expert, and you're going to get to see all of you can see his consoles and monitors and all that, but we're going to show you throughout some of our videos some of his expertise and his craft. He basically was thwarted in our legal system based on scribbling something out and initialing it, and it changing, in my opinion, a dumb as rocks judge that's got, like you said, Joseph, probably it's got so much mold in her brain. In my opinion, the best of my knowledge, shouldn't be on the bench, shouldn't have a gavel, shouldn't be in the building, shouldn't be judging other people, should be in rehab. And you'll see, the public here will get to see some of this clown show here in the next couple videos. But he was denied his right as a pro se litigant. What that means is the Constitution gives every single one of us a right to litigate civil matters and criminal matters on our own behalf if we so choose. However, there's proof, and you can Google this and fact check it, please, that if you go pro se, if you go at it yourself to save money, because everyone needs to save money now, who doesn't need to save money right now? Especially with gas prices the way they are and whatnot. But I digress. It's basically, you'll see that his whole case was derided, derailed, screwed up beyond belief over
crossing
scribble, it out. We do gabbly blah blah blah, get back and blah.
Crossing an initiative, unethical.
Crossing something out, so stupid, and then
to protect
his legal right in Florida, and we'll put that in the description. The legal right that gave him the right to close his own case. They denied him his right to close his own case, even though it specifically spelled out in easy language that any citizen of Florida has the right to close their own civil case per this statute.
They want to just slap that with prejudice on there, that's all.
And furthermore, changes the whole physicality of the case by now making it impossible for Joseph to litigate, because the judge allegedly puts the name of his
LLC,
LLC,
and the with prejudice crap,
knowing that they can't hear that without Joseph, you having a lawyer,
which we can't afford.
So they're trying to harm you financially, in my opinion. They're trying to take advantage of you.
Well, they want to make it impossible
and mock you because you're not an officer of the court.
Well,
you don't have to be in America because you have rights, but until you go to Seminole County,
pretty wild there.
Your rights melt away.
Yeah, I'll never move there ever again. I don't recommend anyone ever open up a business there, that's for sure. That's
You're going to see, you guys are going to see as we go along in this first case and the second case that has to be open, and the insanity, shenanigans, and just utter nonsense. I can't.
well, it's all to
Guys,
protect the, it was all set up this way to protect the
big boys
wrongdoing
club.
of the people at the permitting department that stood in the way of giving bad directives by forcing all of his violations to be on my permit and protecting him. They're protecting him even from when I was a renter. Even before the court, the elected officials have been protecting this landlord that did wrong and induced a fraudulent lease, and went ahead and was misrepresenting what he was selling to me, and didn't deliver a product in good faith and with honest and integrity, and by law he broke the lease at inception with everything that he did, and he fraudulently induced it, which then thereby makes my third party beneficiary standing and also breaches the lease. So amongst many other things. But they have the whole permitting department. They're all working together to still say it, even when I call in, oh, the tenant was building this and that. I didn't build. Adding a few outlets ain't building construction. That son of a gun, he built an entire thing up there. They want to talk about me that I added a few outlets. I don't care. I have 100,000 state-of-the-art, Broadway quality, stage quality, electrical systems that I had bought prior to even renting that place. I sent it all to the fire department, and it like, he's standing in the way of all of our infrastructure that we need to build there. So yeah, if someone's going to add an outlet here and there because you're standing in my way, that's okay. You know, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just let you continue sticking it to me? I had to do a few outlets, but that is nothing in the comparison of a 14-month delay based upon the illegal structure and how long he derailed that from coming out by the building department forcing me to commingle our permits together as one. It makes any court look at it like, oh, it looks like I had removed it because I did it. No, I didn't do it. He had it, and all the other tenants know about it, and the DMV once time rented that place. So there's the record of that, even in county record, that they had Seminole County DMV type situation, but other tenants have rented that place. That's been there since 1996. I didn't build it. It wasn't my responsibility to have it on my permit, but Bob Pike forced it. He forced it on my permit, which was wrong and illegal, and he allowed, and then that makes Mitch look all good because, he must have done it because he's the one that paid to remove it, and then I had to go with his GC because then I couldn't use my own GC because the landlord is the one that owns the place and it's one permit, and he's going to make all the rules now. So when I had to start with my second permit, it was another set of delays because now the landlord makes all the rules, and I had to hire his GC, which is charging me $5,000. He charged me $5,000 to build a wall the size of 2 door panels. $5,000. Ridiculously overpricing. They were calling all of the talent,
That's
all
his
of the trades.
responsibility as the landlord.
Yeah, they were calling all of my talent, all of my trades, and telling them not to work with me, this and that, discouraging talent. Like, I had to tell
libel, also illegal in Florida and every other state.
A lot of tortious interference, and by the county, the permitting people, and the landlord, all of them just standing every step I make forward. They wanted to stop me at every turn, but I still got the place open. We still impressed a lot of people. It was awesome. And then by the time I got open, I had to hire a promoter because I normally I'm never going to do it again, but I had to hire a promoter, and then he started embezzling and stealing, and it was all about he was getting jealous, and then I had to get rid of the guy, and he says all this slanderous things about me. So I should have never had been forced into the position where I was financially at the bottom to have to not be able to just blow 10 grand on advertising like I should have been able to do. Should have been able to blow 10,000 on advertising so I don't have to deal with promoters and actually have a museum and art and stuff. But I had to then stick to things that weren't that other people could help me promote, like promoters and such. And so that would be hiring a promoter because I had to get the money at the back end now, not instead of the front. So it became, but it just put me in a real bad position by financially derailing me, by delaying it, and now he's doing the same thing in the court, and he's enjoying every minute of it, but not as recently in the appellate court. We've done some crazy stuff in the appeals court to really get on him, but we only have like a minute left, but you can, that last 30 seconds here.
With that said, guys, we're going to be showing you all kinds of crazy stuff about how your rights are under attack, not just ours, but your rights as well. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to
Yeah.
our channel. I hate to have to say that, but everyone does.
Yeah.
And I personally want to thank you for watching. And we've got a lot more to come.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you guys
Holy
for tuning in tonight, and we appreciate everybody tuning in. Awesome.
We love you guys. Have a blessed